Hello everyone, I'm Humam Ali reporting for Xinhua News Agency from Aleppo city in northern Syria. We are now in the eastern part of Aleppo. This is the old city, which constitutes of several neighborhoods and also covered souks or marketplaces. This area, as we can see, has witnessed a lot of damage and destruction because it was in the hands of the militants. The eastern part of Aleppo, which was under the rebel control for many years, was liberated in December of 2016. Of course, after the liberation, life has started gradually returning to this place, and rehabilitation process started, maybe on a low scale, but we can see work is being done to rehabilitate this place. So here we are now in front of one of the souks, one of the ancient souks of eastern Aleppo, which called Souk al-Sakkatiya. Okay, so this place has been with the rebels for many years, and now we can see that after the liberation of Aleppo, we can see workers, construction workers, trying to fix the damages here. As we can see, there's this banner on the top of the gate of this souk, which also says that the project duration is 8 months. It has started in November last month, so it will need 8 months for this place to be rehabilitated. Of course, this souk is part of a huge covered souk in Aleppo city. So now we're gonna go inside and take a look at the rehabilitation work, at the workers who are doing their job, trying to fix the damage that has befallen this place. So now we are getting inside this souk. Of course, this is an ancient souk, as we have mentioned. This is part of the old city of Aleppo. The stones, as we can see on the walls, they are ancient stones, and of course we can see all of those places. The ceiling, the roof here, and the upper part of the wall is actually blackened because of the fire, because when the rebels were here, they were said that they set this place on fire. So as we can see, the destruction or the damage in this place is still being seen, despite the reconstruction process that has started a month ago. Of course, this will take more months, but we are in the first step. We can also see, so this is a small gate just to keep people from getting inside. It says restoration works in progress, and that okay, so this is what it is. So we will enter now and try to speak with one of the engineers who is responsible or who is in charge of this project. Hello.
Hello.
Can you introduce yourself, please?
I'm Engineer Basil Al-Zahir, the contractor of rehabilitation of this souk.
Okay, so can you tell us more about this process? How long it will take? We read that it will take 8 months. Do you think that the size of the damage in this place needs more time, or 8 months?
We are talking here about only Souk Sakkatiya, which is 100 meter length. So all the souks in the city, it's 12 kilometers. We are talking about only 100 meter now. From this is a start point, and the end point is over there. We begin with this souk to be a pilot project, to be a project for the future projects to be the same. So it's very sensitive. The work here it should be at the highest level of principles of restoration. The project funding is coming from Aga Khan Trust for Culture, with a partnership with the government of Syrian Arab Republic, with the Ministry of Antiquities, Syrian Trust. So everybody is involved in this project, and it should be the best way possible for the future projects.
Okay, if we may move forward and take a further look about the work
What
that's
you are
being done.
seeing here is a test area. that we did for to see how the whole souk will be when we finish.
So how do you see this as we may say first step?
As you can see, you will see only stones. There is no violations on the walls like on the other souks.
Ancient walls.
Yes, this is ancient walls, but there was shutters on the walls. There was a lot of violations from the owners. There was ACs, everything. Now what we did, we want to see these arches with the natural stone. This is after cleaning, after repointing. We did the ceiling. We did a test for lighting, test for doors, 2 samples to choose from. We did 4 samples of the arches of steel to choose from. We are doing a few samples also for the floors to see what is the best way and how it will be look at finish, and if it will be like the plans we did. It's exactly like the plans.
Okay, so we may say that you're not only trying to restore this souk, but you're trying to reveal the original design of this, because throughout the years, the owners, as you have said, they violated some of the instruction.
That's right. We have two things in this project. One is to restore the souk from the terrorist attacks, and the second one is from the violations through the years.
So these walls are actually original walls?
This is original walls after we did the test of repointing also. There was a lot of ceramics and everything, and now you have the natural wall.
So this project is actually to reveal the historical part of this souk.
Can you imagine after it will be finished, all of this, like this one, like this wood, with this arch? They choose this arch with this wood, by the way. Can you imagine how amazing it will be with the lighting, with everything, with this, the new elements we are adding? This is a touch. It's not historical, but it will be very nice at the finish.
So we hear a lot that the people in Aleppo are hard workers. Are you optimistic about this first step, about the future?
I'm very optimistic, because what we are doing now, it's something we didn't did through the years. It's the first of its kind. It's something nobody has done before ever. That you are redoing all the souks to be the same with the first thing they built. This is amazing project. As I said, it will be a pilot project for the whole old city of Aleppo.
Do you think that that there are any obstacles? Do you face any obstacle, any challenges during your course of work here?
Of course, there is no work without that. We had some problems before. For example, let me show you the dome here. There was a dome, and there is explosions out there. It was still there, and we found it like a missile. Yes. And they came and removed it, for example. We had some problems to find the right kind of stones. We are trying to not bring a new stones. What we are doing is doing the restoration with all the stones, as you can see here. This is all.
So you're trying to put the stones back together, you mean?
We are trying to use only old stones. Like you see here, it's all old stones. We are reconstructing this wall with the new but old stones.
So do you think that this is a challenge for you? Have you ever thought that one day you would be in charge of this?
It was like my passion, my dream to work in a project like this, and it came true.
So as we can see also, there is a long way over there. So the souk ends there?
Our souk, it ends right here. This is the 100 meter we are talking about.
We heard that this souk before the war, that butchers and grocery stores were in this
Yes.
place. Do you think that people are that they are hoping to come back soon here? Like, do you see do you usually see the owners of these places coming over and just checking on their places, optimistic about returning?
Look, it's not only this souk. A lot of people in the souks here in this area, they are waiting us to finish to come back. They are optimistic to reopen, but now they can't because there is not a lot of movement here. When we finish this, we're hoping that not only this souk, also the other souks around will open, because you know how it's the souk working. It's working depending on each other. When you have a market of clothing with the market of meat or something, they are depending on each other. So we are hoping that everybody will open, and we hope also that the other souks will continue restored like this.
Thank you very much.
Welcome.
So as we have heard from the contractor, the engineer who is in charge of the rehabilitation process of this souk, people are so eager to return to their normal lives, and the work is being done. We can feel, we can sense the determination of the people here, and there is one point that we need to stress, that really the people of Aleppo, they are known for a long time that they are hard workers. Every time we come to Aleppo, we see something new. They're not just letting it go. They are so persistent. We can sense the perseverance of the people, the workers, even fixing a building, fixing a souk, or even fixing a square. There's a lot of effort being exerted here in order to restore Aleppo, which is the economic capital of Syria, to what it used to be before. And to restore this historic heritage. The covered souk of Aleppo, as the contractor said, it's 12 kilometers. It's so huge, it's so large, and also this ancient place, this specific place of the old souk, the old covered souk, it was also a stop on the ancient Silk Road. So this has a historic meaning. It's a treasure. It's not only some old place being repaired. It's not only a building that was damaged or a street that was damaged during the war, but it's a heritage. It's a treasure that is being restored with the determination of people who are hoping and who are dreaming about restoring their city back to what it used to be. This is one example only. There are other areas who were maybe less damaged during the war that has returned operating. Some shop owners returned. So we may go and take a look there, and to see the contrast between this area that is being fixed and other areas that has been already fixed and people started returning to them. Just stay tuned. This is another part of the old souk, or the old marketplace of Aleppo, in the eastern part of Aleppo. This is also one of the historical sites and one of the historical souks or marketplaces. This is called Souk al-Nahasin, or the copper marketplace, which used to produce various copper materials such as vessels, kettles, and other houseware. During the war, of course, this area has sustained a lot of damage because it was also in the eastern part, which was under the rebel control. In recent months, people started fixing their shops and returning. Of course, the size of damage is still big and it's still noticeable. But what is also noticeable is that some shop owners, they have started fixing their own shops. Like, as we can see, this one over here, the shutter is new. We can see it's new, and it's in comparison with this shop, for instance, which is still damaged. And needs a lot of repair. But as we move forward, we hear actually people started returning to these areas. We hear bicycles, we see passers-by, we hear this knocking, and this is from a place who is specialized in making copper products. He returned to this place as well. So as we can see, people are walking here, they're returning, they're bringing life back with them after this area has sustained a lot of damage and has seen vicious war in this part of Aleppo, which as we said, was under the militant control, some of which were ultra-radical ones. So as we approach this place, for instance, this guy has apparently fixed his shop over here, and he's making the copper materials, as we can notice. يعطيك العافية. يعطيك العافية. بس بدنا نسألك قديش صار لك فاتح محلك؟
هلا صار لي تقريبا شي شهرين فاتح المحل.
He has opened his shop 2 months ago.
كان عم جهز عدتنا مشان نرجع من اول جديد نقلع.
He's preparing his gears and his tools to launch his career again. شايفين عندك شوية أشياء. أنت بلشت تشتغل يعني هلا ولا على الهادي؟
على الهادي لأنه ما عندنا عدة، يعني عم نبلش من أخف شيء ونحن نطلع هي تكمل عدتنا لأنه شايف أمور صعبة والإرهابيين ما خلوا شيء.
So he said because he lost all of his tools, so he has like a soft opening, if we may say, and he has done some small products. But he said that launching his job completely demands new tools, which he is now collecting. هدول تبعت قهوة هدول اللي هني ما تورجينا الشيء من اللي عامله.
هلا هدول كانوا عندنا قطع قديمة بس هلا هدول شغل جديد.
هدول نحاسيات.
ايه هلا هدول شغلنا. هلا هدول طريقهم مساطر مشان إذا زبون نبلش نشتغل له عليهم.
So he has made some prototypes, these copper handmade. So هي لشو هي بتستخدم؟
هي بتستخدم للشوربة. العدس، شوربة الرز.
So this is used for the soup. People use it for soup, and he has made several ones as a prototypes, because he said that he keeps them here to show the customers about his work, and if they want they can order some of it. انت تركت محلك هي خلال الحرب؟ هذا إلك محل؟
ايه محلي ايه. تركناه من سنة 2011، هلا رجعنا عليه بال 2018 اخرى، صرنا شهرين فاتحين هون.
لانه انت صلحت محلك بايدك ولا جبت حدا صلحه ولا ما كان؟
لا صلحناه بايدنا، انه ما في سيوله بايدينا. اجباري يعني، تعرف الوضع انت وما حدا.
قديش اخذ منك وقت؟
اكل تقريبا شي 4-5 شهور انا عم بظبط فيه عينتي ومهلي.
So he said that he left his shop in 2011 and he returned in 2018. He worked in repairing his shop by himself because he doesn't have enough cash to hire people to fix it for him. He said this process took him around 6 months till he finished this initial reparation. لسه بده تصليح محلك أكتر؟ لسه بده تصليح أكتر محل ولا خلص هيك؟
لا لسه بده تصليح بس هيك مؤقت، نحن نمشي حالنا مشان نشتغل، يعني نبلش نشتغل يجينا مصرات مشان نرجع نظبط.
So he said that this kind of reparation is temporary and it needs a lot more. But he said that what he has done has just enabled him to open and to start doing something. يعطيك العافية. شكرا لك. So right next to him there is another shatter also, and on the other side we can see the scars of war, and we can see the damage and destruction of these areas. And as we have mentioned, people are showing determination to return to their old lives, to have their shops repaired, and to just make Aleppo as it used to be before the war, and to this, of course, this historical and ancient area, which has a lot of significance to it. So it may take years more to have these areas back to what they used to be. Of course, what we are witnessing now is the efforts of the people to restore their lives and to at least do something. Because as we have said about their determination, they are so determined to return to their lives, and they have big hopes in the future, and to regain what they have lost during this vicious war in Aleppo. So amid this destruction, we can still hear life beating here. And this is another place that is making also copper products. يعطيكم العافية. مرحبا. كيفك؟ تقلنا قد ايه صار لك فاتح محلك هون؟
6 سنين.
وانت ما سكرت خلال الفترة هي؟ ما سكرت؟ محلك ما سكر؟
سكرنا 6 سنين تمام، ما شفنا السوق نهائي. 6 سنين ما عدنا شفنا سوق نحسين نهائي. يعني تقريبا من 7 8 اشهر، سنه تقريبا صار لي رجعات نظامي، سنه اول واحد رجع بالسوق انا.
So this guy over here, he said that he had left his shop for 6 years when the war was raging in Aleppo, and he returned here a year ago. He said he was the first guy to return. He was the first shop owner to return to this souk, and as we can see, his now doing his job in his shop. So this is another example of the people who have started returning. Of course, we don't see people on a very large scale. Like, it's not everything is open, because of course there are a lot of shops that they suffer more destruction maybe, and their reparation needs more time and more cash, of course. But as we move forward, as we look around, we can see people around, and some of them repairing. Some of them have already returned to their shops, and also to homes nearby. We can also see people in some buildings, even though the size of the damage is still noticeable. So this is another place also. We see copper chandeliers, lamps. So this guy is drinking coffee in his shop. يعطيك العافية. امتى رجعتوا على المحل هون ولا ما طلعتوا انتم؟
والله احنا طلعنا ورجعنا يا استاذ.
رجعنا عند صلحت محلك انت بايدك ولا؟
صلحنا الضربية وظبطناها كذا، بعدين اشتغلنا الحمد لله.
كل شيء المخروق سوينا.
يعني هلا عند جينا احنا ما في لا ضربية ولا في شيء، خربانات كلهم ظبطناهم.
كله ظبطه.
ايه كله بهمة الجيش، وقت دخل الجيش جينا احنا، دخلنا صار لنا سنتين عم نشتغل.
تفضل. الله يخليك. صحة شكرا.
دوق هيك قهوة في عمرك كله ما يشرب مثل دوق لله وضيفه للشباب. إذا طيبة.
شكرا. طيبة. الله يخليك.
تفضل استاذ.
انت شو بتحس انت لما رجعت على محلك؟ اول ما فت عليه شو كان احساسك؟
والله الحمد لله، يعني ورجعنا يعني فرحة ما بتوصف. يعني رجع على شغله ورجع على العمل ورجع على المحل، يعني بالعكس يعني شعور ما بنوصف.
وعم بتحس انه انت عم بتشجع الناس ترجع على هذا؟
طبعا، لكن ان شاء الله كلها عم ترجع تشتغل، تقول يلا برجع السوق مثل ما كان ان شاء الله واحسن.
This guy also left his shop for long years, for 6 years, and he returned recently, also about a year ago maybe. And he said that he also repaired his shop by his own hands. He said that a lot of things were missing, and he fixed them. And that when he first returned to his shop, his happiness was he was speechless about explaining his happiness, and he said that he and others who were the first to return, they are actually encouraging others to return. So when the shop owners here see these their neighbors actually back. They get encouraged, and maybe we have seen only 3 shops here, but more than 10 shops have already returned, and we can see that there is a reparation process in other shops also, because we see new shatters on other shops which are closed, but of course the reparation hasn't been finished yet. So this is part of the initial reconstruction process that is taking place now in Aleppo, which was the city which was completely liberated from the militant groups in December of 2016. A lot of work needs to be done, but these first steps are being taken, and people are showing determination and hope to restore their lives as it used to be before.